Good morning, twinnies. All right, so we're already feeling this Leo full moon energy, even though it's not until the 5th and it's the 4th today. Well, the 6th for us here in the Southern Hemisphere. The energies are super strong. So I'm a Leo rising, so this is hitting my first house, my sense of self, all of that jazz. And it is hitting my twins' 7th house, so relationships. So that's where the focus is going to be for the both of us. So check out your chart if you want to know more info. But I have woken up today feeling so fucking triggered. I'm just going to be completely honest with you. So triggered. Everything I'm seeing on social media is just really triggering me. I think I saw this one astrology video where it talked about for Leo risings, this is going to be, yes, we're going to be center of attention, in the spotlight, blah, 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 but also because we're in Aquarius season, and Aquarius is in Leo rising 7th house, it is going to be, what she said that our relationships are going to change drastically over this full moon. And that just triggered a lot of fear inside of me. And I know that belongs to me because that statement could mean really, really great things. But my mind has instantly gone to really, scary things and just fear-based feelings and thoughts. So, excuse me. I feel guided to stay off social media today, so I will be posting my videos, but I won't be consuming any social media. It's going to be something I have to remind myself to do. But yeah, so let's see what's going on. Thank you, Divine Masculine, for these messages that came out really quick. It feels like the Divine Masculine really wants to put the Divine Feminine at ease. But let's see. Teach. So we had this yesterday, and what was the message with the Teach card yesterday? It was something about I can't remember, but I feel like being guided. Let me just read that again. Because I remember yesterday there was something in this. Oh, the shepherd, yes. Being guided. When the opportunity rises, remember the shepherd, the one who gently guides his sheep along the desired path. Use that same gentleness in guiding yourself or others. There also may be an opportunity to learn right now. This could take place in many ways, through conversations, observations, or even reflection. Take a moment to reflect on what you've already learned about your relationships and what you still want or need to understand. Then seek a teacher who will help you arrive at that understanding. The downside of the Teach card is when our teachers want us to... Okay, so I don't feel like that applies. So I feel like this is talking about the Divine Feminines being guided, being herded by the shepherd, which is the Divine Masculine in this instance. I'm feeling very puffy today. I don't know why. I think maybe it's because I'm still tired, but we'll see. There are things that we still need to learn, and it's the number 5 here, and 5 is the number of change. So remember what did I say yesterday? I think I said that those feelings of being triggered, or those feelings of anxiety, our body or our soul or our Divine Masculine, sorry guys, trying to tell us there's something that we need to look at. So I think that's why I've been guided to stay off social media, so I'm not getting all of these opposing thoughts. So you might be going through the same thing, or just know that this is a time for your Divine Masculine to guide you to these realizations and understandings. Pay attention to how you feel, not just emotionally. Since yesterday, I've been really feeling, because we're still technically in summer here in Australia, but when you go from summer to autumn or fall, that feeling of autumn or fall starting to come in, that has really been present. So that'll be really, really interesting. I don't know why I'm saying that. Sorry, guys, my mind is all over the place. That transitioning of the seasons, and the autumn time for me is a triggering time. I'm not sure why. I think it goes back to my past relationships, past times in my life. It's always been really triggering for me. So I think it has something to do with that, but it's all tying in. I'm yawning a lot. Sorry, guys. All right, let's see what else. Again, we had this in yesterday's reading. Teach and reach out. Okay, so this is what I was saying yesterday about not being afraid to reach out to your divine masculine. You know, even if it seems like it's putting too much pressure on them. They need that pressure to grow and to have those realizations. And we need that anxiety or those triggers to force us or to encourage us to reach out. Wow, that is uncanny. If you're watching this one and you haven't seen yesterday's reading, go ahead and watch that first, because it's going to give a lot of context as to what's going on here in today's reading. Again, the exact same card. I was talking about confronting the inner child here. So confronting the fears of the inner child, and the fears of the inner child in this context, in this reading, is that a lot of us have this fear that, you know, it's the walking on eggshells thing. We have this fear that if we don't, it's almost like we're placating the divine masculine and not really opening up about our fears or what is stressing us out or what's worrying us, because we don't know if they can handle it, because in the past, because of their trauma, it has sort of been this thing of pressure, because they have trauma around enmeshment and being the one to pick up the pieces in their family dynamic. So in this relationship, in a relationship sense, in a relational sense, that feels like pressure. And that pressure is, they need to feel that pressure in order to grow through that, in order to have a realization that that's not the case when it comes to divine counterparts, when it comes to this connection. I was just looking at this teach card again, and I really got the clear message where that divine masculine and divine feminine are teaching each other something right now. Hence why there might not be a lot of connection. You guys are always connected, but it's not all like lovey-dovey right this moment. Things might be in the way. Work, time, busyness. And that is to leave room for this teaching to confront these fears. Let's see what else we've got. Joy and stability. We had this card yesterday. So joy and stability can only come from this period. Okay, so this is why we've been guided to stay off social media. This is why we are being guided to reach out to our masculine, or to confide in our masculine about our fears or you know, what's coming up for us when it warrants it. So if you're divine masculine, and this could be confiding in reaching out to your divine masculine in the 5D, which is something that I'm going to do, and this is something that I think we all should do. But for those of us who are in contact with our divine masculine, if in the 3D, right, there is an opportunity for you to express what's going on for you and what's triggering you, then do it. This could be like if your divine masculine senses, it's so funny because my divine masculine always knows when something's wrong. Like he'll be like, are you okay? And I'll be like, yeah. And I'll say yes because I'm not ready to share, or because I can't find my words. I can't gather my words, and I don't want to. That's funny. I don't want to instill any fear into him. And the reason why I say that's funny is because I just got the download. That's exactly what he does for me. That's hilarious. Okay. This is another thing. You both are used to sorting out your own problems and working them out on your own. And there are moments where that's absolutely necessary, but we do that very well. What the challenge is, and what we're being asked to do, is to confide in each other. There's a difference between confiding in your divine masculine and expecting them to help you or to solve your problems. There's a significant energetic difference there. Look at this, heart chakra awakening. So joy and stability comes a lot more naturally and a lot more quicker, and that will be the main thing, the main standpoint of your connection once we learn this lesson. So we're both teaching each other something right now. So just know, as uncomfortable as it might be for you guys right now, Divine Feminine, it's just as uncomfortable for them to have to face and confront that pressure and to tell their inner child that, no, this isn't, like, my Divine Feminine isn't putting pressure on me. She's not putting pressure on me. They're not putting pressure on me. This is something that is well within my right and my responsibility to listen to. I don't have to solve her problems, but I can support her. This is for the Divine Masculine to sort out. You can't convince them that you're not trying to put pressure on them, or that, not to feel like they have to solve your problems. That's for them to sort out. Your only job here is to do the confiding, do the reaching out, especially in the 5D. What else, Divine Masculine? Thank you for these messages. Find balance. This is about finding balance. Finding balance between confiding in each other, or confiding in your Divine Masculine, and sorting your problems out for yourself. There are some things that require co-regulation. And to be honest, that triggering message that I heard about this full moon this morning, that, my relationships are going to be changing drastically, this could be what the drastic change is. So, but still, I still feel guided to, giving and receiving. This is putting things into way more of a balance for the both of you. Okay, let's see what else. This is removing the burden of sharing, of giving. This is removing the burden of sharing. This is removing the burden of helping. This is removing the burden of connecting and relating to one another. That's what this is about. Okay, he wants those ones. Simply love, and bringing it back to simply love. So here, the Divine Masculine is confronting the inner child, and here, the Divine Masculine has guided the inner child. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Notice all this green, all this heart chakra, and he's got this book of love in his hand. But this is happening for the both of you. Dedicated effort underneath joy and stability. Okay, so I'm seeing a clear picture here. I'm seeing underneath teach, we have find balance. So this lesson is teaching us to find balance. Okay, find balance in our life, in our connection. Talking about Divine Feminines here with the Divine Masculine, right? And reaching out teaches us to be better at giving and receiving in this connection. Teaches us how to give to one another without burden, and how to receive from one another without burden. Removing that burden, making it less scary. That's what this is really about, this cycle. And underneath confront, we have simply love, which is, I love the mirroring imagery here with the Divine Masculine. This is about confronting the self in order to unionize the self, the younger self and the older self. I love that. It's beautiful. And underneath joy and stability, we have dedicated effort. So this dedicated effort that we're putting in right now is going to bring joy and stability. And look at this. This is beautiful union energy. So really what I'm getting from this message is there's nothing to fear. Underneath heart chakra, we have throat chakra. And how funny, how ironic, because the way to the heart chakra is the throat chakra, the solar plexus and the throat. So, and here we have reach out. So we're being asked to speak, to confront love, to call in love. So the way to that is through the voice, through speaking, through singing for some of you. Some of you might be called to write a song or write some poetry or something. We've got clarity of belief. And look at this, bringing in this heart chakra energy and sacral chakra. Okay, so clarity of belief and sacral chakra here. Let me read a little bit about clarity of belief, because I don't really have that card. I mean, I haven't had that card. Here we go. Define, communicate, beliefs, transformation. Great potential is around you to define who you really are at this time in your life and to determine what your beliefs are regarding love and commitment. Discard any outdated beliefs about how relationships should function and what the proper roles should be. Decide what you need and what you're willing to give. Giving and receiving. This is by reaching out. Different relationships will require different strategies for success. You need to be flexible and open-minded. Bring a breath of fresh air to your way of thinking about love and partnerships. When you have gained clarity, gently communicate this to other people with whom you are in a relationship. Explain how you would like to see the relationship change or grow, and exchange ideas on how each of you might alter your behavior to make this happen. Act upon your new insights and transform your relationships. Okay, and some of you who are feeling a little bit of fear regarding that, or a little bit of, that sounds like something that is really just not achievable, and you don't know how to achieve what is being asked with this card. That's me. As I was reading that, I was thinking, I don't know how we could ever possibly achieve that. Not that it's impossible, but it brings up a lot of anxiety for me in my sacral energy. And this is about rejection, being refused, or not having that cooperation, not feeling brave enough or confident enough or able enough to do so. And Divine Masculine, what would you say to that? I'm hearing, this time, baby, I'll be bulletproof. I don't know why. Awaiting results. And those two cards just came out again. Helpless and hopeless and love abounds. Okay. Let me read helpless and hopeless. Okay. Restricted, obstacles, powerless, and action. While the title of this card may sound bleak, don't let it scare you. This card arrives as a wake-up call to adjust your thinking about a situation or relationship. You may feel that obstacles have been placed in your way, preventing you from achieving your dreams around love. You may think that your situation is beyond hope and that you are powerless to improve it. Nothing could be further from the truth. However, Nothing could be further from the truth, however. All that is required is a willingness to take action. Assess your current state of affairs and decide what needs to change. Then take decisive steps to make those changes and move yourself into a position of empowerment. By taking action, you take charge of the situation. Feel the power in that. Recognize that you do have the ability to create the relationship of your dreams. Nothing can hold you back unless you let it. Take charge, step into your power, and watch your relationships flourish. Okay, so awaiting these results to just change on their own brings this feeling of helplessness and hopelessness. Oh my God, I'm getting called out. In order for these results to happen, we need to take action, as we just read from this. Once we do that, love abounds. And just for the context, for the sake of these 3 cards, I'm going to read that card. Oh my God. Love getting called out. Trust, optimism, open and radiate. Rejoice. When this card appears, this is like Ace of Cups energy. It's telling you that you have the potential to achieve everything that you want. The powerful energy of love surrounds you. Use it. Listen to your heart. What is it asking you to do? Should you reach out your hand in friendship to someone, offer forgiveness, or make yourself more available? Trust in your ability to create and maintain true, loving relationships. Now is the time to make that happen. Be optimistic and open to all possibilities. Open your eyes, heart, and energy field to receive the bounty that's coming to you. Release any negative thoughts and beliefs around love. They do not serve you and, in fact, can prevent love from finding you. This card is a reminder to focus on your beautiful, loving qualities and let them radiate out into the world by letting your light and love shine. You will attract your heart's desire. So what that's saying is, in that last part, is getting what you want when it comes to relating and connecting with your masculine. That's beautiful. Let's get some tarot just to finish up, and we'll ask the Divine Masculine what closing messages they have for us. Thank you, Divine Masculine. What closing messages do you have? The Hermit. You're not alone. You're not alone in this. 3 of Wands. Queen of Wands, 7 of Cups. You're not alone. Things are already in motion, Divine Feminine. You won't be alone. This confusion that you feel, the world, this is a cycle that is closing. I am emotionally invested in us. I'm hearing, how could you think that anything you do or say, when it comes to bettering our connection and making, allowing us to connect more deeply and more healthily, how could you think that would push me away? I know in the past, things wouldn't work out when it came to doing so. Oh, shit. But this is different. I am not the same as those who came before me. Ooh, that felt strong. I am not the same as those who came before me. Queen of Swords in reverse. I am not fickle. I am not immature in my thoughts. I'm not here to win. I'm not closed off. I'm not as cold and closed off as you think me to be sometimes. You also think I don't see clearly. I see just as you do. I know you're scared of change, and I know you're scared of transformation, but I promise it will be balanced. It will be tempered. It won't be rushed. It will be slow and smooth and safe. Growth, change, and transformation to our relationship doesn't mean the end of it. It doesn't have to mean the end of it. It doesn't mean that we will be at odds with one another, or that I will think that, or that I will get defensive. I'm not a defensive person, and you know that. The Ace of Pentacles. I see the opportunities just as much as you do. An opportunity is upon us. I know exactly what you want next. But we can't achieve that from where we are. There are things in the way that we need to shift and we need to transform. And I want you to know that I believe in you. You are strong enough. You know that I'm strong enough to handle it. Well, I think you're strong enough to handle it. I know you're brave enough. I want you to be brave. I need you to be brave. I need you to have courage to move forward. I promise you things will be smooth sailing. It will be balanced. You won't be left feeling like you have to rush or catch up. We are ready for the next step. You don't have to worry about the direction in which we travel. Let me handle that. You don't need to worry that we're not on the same page, because we want the same things. We do. I've had an awakening of some kind. I've seen the depth. I've seen things deeper. I've seen things for what they are. I've awoken to something. I have awoken to how my coldness and my lack of communication, or my lack of sharing my goals, what I've been working towards, has you feeling left out in the cold, and how it makes you view me as this cold and detached, strategic person who doesn't share. I've seen that. I've had some sort of awakening to that, and I know you haven't pushed me because you thought that asking me these questions would push me away, or the fear of us not being on the same page. And I also understand and know that you are scared, or you have been worried about me fleeing at the first sign of you asking questions into my what the goings on of my inner world. But I've seen clearly. I've had an awakening. I've awoken to the potential, the success. I'm victorious over something. I feel confident. I feel recognized and seen. I feel seen over the way in which you have protected me from my childhood trauma, my inner child wounds. You haven't wanted to push me toward unlocking that any sooner than I was ready to. You didn't want to go against divine timing. You didn't want to control the wheel yourself. You didn't want to push me to go somewhere where I wasn't ready to go. You could see that I was too busy concerned with other things in my 3D life. But now I feel victorious. I feel like I know what my priorities are and where they lie. I've seen things from a very different perspective. And how I have been very defensive and guarded at times. Especially toward you and your emotions and you. This is interesting. You and your gifts and abilities. I just felt like you already knew. I feel like there wasn't much for me to say because you already knew. But I realize now, I've awakened to the fact that that isn't the case. But that I've also been defensive and guarded toward you and your feelings and emotions for me and affection. And that I felt safe and secure in this relationship. I felt like things were great because you had been open with your affections, but I wasn't always at times, and I wasn't aware of it. I'm sorry. And how often this has left you feeling rejected, because the sacral chakra card just moved. How this has often left you feeling rejected and really anxious. I understand that a lot of your anxiety comes from our relationship. And whilst I understand it's not my fault that you have this anxiety, but I understand how to better allow you to feel safe, how I can make you feel safe as best I can. And I have full trust and faith that you will handle what's yours to handle when it comes to your triggers and your anxiety. I didn't see it before, but now I see it. And I know what to do. I realize that I have power in this situation. I've been drawn to the lilies a couple times on the cards. I'm not sure what lilies mean. I know exactly how I can work toward this. What's the last thing you want to say to that masculine? You can expect a stable offer soon. It's coming soon. Have faith in me, have faith in us, and be willing to accept whatever it is that I give you, but be willing to also learn whatever comes next. Be ready to learn the lesson that I'm teaching you, just as I am ready to learn the lesson you are teaching me right now. And Divine Masculine, any messages for the Divine Feminines about the fear they have of confronting, reaching out and feeling like a burden, and, you feeling the pressure? I just saw a little boy. I've never seen this little boy, but I just saw a little boy looking like this. So I don't know what that means. Little boy feeling the weight of the responsibility that has been put upon them. Or maybe that's the inner child of your divine masculine when your divine masculine confronts the inner child. Okay, so the message that the divine masculine has about this, what we are about to be learning and what we're about to be taught by them, and the fear of that reaching out and confiding in the divine masculine when we feel like a burden or when we're scared of pushing them away. The Two of Cups, the Knight of Wands, and the Knight of Pentacles. First of all, I want you not to worry. We are always connected, and even if on an egoic, logical level at first I may not understand and realize that you're not putting pressure on me, on a soul level I know. So that alone will prompt me to move in a new direction toward the connection, not away from it. I know you worry about that. I know you worry about that. There will be communication about this. Things will move in a new direction. The connection will grow and evolve as a result. Things will speed up as well. You can expect things to move very quickly into more connection. You might think that there might be more periods of energetic separation. I know you fear separation, but you don't need to worry. This will actually bring us closer, and that happier times are coming. A new beginning for us can start, Divine Feminine. And before we go, let's just get some message cards. Direct message cards. Thank you, Divine Masculine. What do you want the Divine Feminine to know right now in regards to this reading? Everything is possible. And what did I say about feeling like when we read the Clarity of Belief or Love Abounds card, I was like, oh, there's just no way that could happen. I feel like that couldn't happen. Everything is possible. The Divine Masculine is saying everything is possible. So if you resonated with what I said about that, everything is possible. I'm not ready. I'm still working on things. So that's to let you know that, yeah, I first might take it as pressure, and it might cause me to go within a bit, but you're not alone. And even on a soul level, I know on a soul level that you're not putting pressure on me, that this is something that I have to work through. It's a limitation of my own, not of yours. But I am still working on things. And just because I'm not ready right now to take on this without my own burden of feeling like it's pressure, doesn't mean that one day I won't. I want you in my arms. So they want connection. So even when they are distancing themselves or processing something, they want connection. I visited you last night and held you in my arms. Wow. Look at the synchronicity of that. I want you in my arms. I visited you last night and held you in my arms. I will be with you soon, I promise. Now, if you are already in connection with your Divine Masculine, that is more talking about being connected and not having any sort of limitations in the way right now. But for others of you who haven't seen your Divine Masculine in a while, they want you to know they will be with you soon. I will propose to you. What did I say about that Hierophant card and the Page of Pentacles? You are the light in my darkness. The best is yet to come. All right, guys, I'm going to leave it there. If you want a reading, head to the link in my bio or the description box if you're watching on YouTube. I'm currently having a sale on my readings, so I would love to read for you guys. Don't forget to like this video, follow me on TikTok if you're watching on TikTok, and subscribe on YouTube if you're watching on YouTube. We've got one more. You are the reason for my existence. You give me hope. Have a good day, guys.